Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sim Racing Alliance. It's season 13. We are starting out tonight strong.
As they do go side by side. It is the formation lap almost done. They will look, all eyes to the lights. That's going to be an amazing start.
And we have a crash in turn 1 already. What's going on?
On to the bus stop straight. Goes for it around the outside.
More contact behind. That is huge. A couple of gainers in that one.
She's given it everything. She has to. I'm not sure, but it's over yet, though.
This is the last opportunity.
We're off and away for SRA. Hello everyone, and welcome to the first round for Division 4 of Sim Racing Alliance Season 14 for the GT3 Team Series. My name is Trey Morgan. I am very glad to be your host tonight, and I am joined in the booth by the one, the only, Alexa.
Yeah, ignore the fact I'm doing this 2 days on the trot, and it's currently very early in the morning. We do this because we do this. It's 2:09 a.m., but not so much for America because it's round number 1. It's the first of the double headers for the Americanos over in the United States of America, working on the normal times. Which, yay, lucky you people, because it's an American league, but it's definitely one to look out for. D1, D3, and D5 already completed their races last night, but tonight it is going to be right here live, D number 4. And from what we saw last night, you can only expect a lot more tonight, Trey.
Absolutely. We had some very good racing yesterday. Yesterday I raced in D5, and there was a lot of good racing there. I know that there was good racing in D3 and D1 too, but this track is one that kind of leads itself into chaos. But we will get into the track later. First, Alexa, if you wouldn't mind talking us through the full season calendar for this upcoming season.
Oh, well, I would not mind at all. We start at what is known as the Brickyard, aka the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, in this kind of weird configuration. It's not really used that much IRL anymore, as it does have the inside loop and runs in a clockwise direction. Indy usually run in the anti-clockwise. And then it is the first of the 2 double headers. We start at Indy here tonight. Then next week we go to a nighttime COTA for the second race here in the United States of America, and you will see the lasers out in force there. Round 3 then takes us across the pond to my home country, to my home place, which is Alton, but we're going to Snetterton. It is a club circuit, most infamous for the British Touring Car Championship, but they will have the GT3s racing around that club circuit in round number 3. Snetterton, personally one of my favourites. It's a bit of a hit and miss track, just like Indy. Some people love it, some people hate it, and there's never really an in between. Round number 4 then takes us to Spa-Francorchamps. It's Belgium, and it is infamous. The track that looks like a minigun, or Rouge Radion, and so much more. It's a favourite, and it's loved. Round number 5 then takes us to a wet Hungaro ring, infamous for the endurance racing around it, and you have got to love it. Carrying on in Europe for the entirety rest of the season, round number 6 takes us to the Red Bull Ring. It is fastest. It is the fastest race on the calendar, and it is quick. It's snappy, and you'll see lots of overtakes there. Round number 7 then takes us to a first. It is a variable weather, but Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, and it is not so much Formula 1 because it's a bit boring. We don't use the IRL layout anymore because we've still got the chicane here in ACC and the tighter bend at turn number 10. But Barcelona, definitely a fan favourite for some people. And then a first in SRA as well, with the season finale being one of the qualification tracks. It is the Autodromo Enzo e Dino Ferrari, aka Imola, in the Emilia-Romagna region of Italy. But like we said, it's round number 1, and it is the Brickyard. It is Indianapolis. While we're here, Trey, I'll let you take us through the circuit.
Absolutely, thank you. Personally, Indianapolis is one of my favorite tracks, and I will go ahead and talk you through this lap. So, first off, you've got your really long straight. This is the main straight for the oval race. However, the oval races in a counterclockwise fashion. Here, for the GP track, we race in a clockwise fashion. But anywho, so first, you go to turn 1. It's a really hard right-hander, kind of similar to Monza in how tight it is. Personally, I think it's tighter and can lead to a lot of crashes. Next, you have a very quick left-hander for turn 2. And another quick right-hander into turn 3. If you make it through turn 1 and you're side-by-side, you're still going to have a really hard fight to make sure that you stay ahead of whoever you're going alongside with. Next, you go into turn 4, which is a spot that can really lend itself to a lot of oversteer issues. It's a weird braking zone for everyone, but anywho. Next, as Alexa was talking about, this is the GP track, which GP does not use anymore. Normally, we when you race around here in IndyCar or NASCAR or GT, you will use the chicane, and there's a chicane that goes through this version's turn 5 to turn 7. But NASCAR ruined the chicane there whenever they were supposed to come and scan the track. So instead, we go through the loop section, which is turn 5, 6, and 7. Turn 5 is a flat-out right-hander into a heavy braking zone for turn 6. Not really an overtaking zone, but still a tough place to brake into. After turn 6, you got the right-hander at turn 7 to lead you into one of the better overtaking zones on the track, turn 8. It's another really tight place, just like turn 1, but it's a little less prone to crashes just because cars are more spread out once they go into turn 8. Next, you have the S's of turn 9 and turn 10, and that's when and then turn 11. Those sections are really big for lap time, but not so big for overtaking. So that's where you're going to see a lot of gains in qualifying, but not a lot of gains in race, I would say. After turn 11, you have another flat-out turn 12, and that leads back onto the oval. It goes into the short chute in between turns 1 and 2 for the oval layout. And then we go into another hard braking zone for turn 13. This place is another good overtaking opportunity. Again, not as many crashes as on the front straight for turn 1, but still a really hard place to get your braking zone right so that you can overtake someone or not crash into someone ahead of you. But anyway, we turn off the short chute, avoiding turn 1 of the oval for turn 13. Then turn 14, a really slow corner that sets you up for the main straight. Turn 15, if done correctly, is fully flat out, but with how rear heavy this track is, the rear tires will absolutely be gone by the end of your thing. And so it will maybe take you might have to lift off toward the end of your stints, and then you're back onto the main straight.
Yeah, I mean, it's infamous. It's like we said earlier, it's a hit and miss track. You were saying not many overtakes 8, 9, 10, and 11. Division 3 yesterday would beg to differ, but one of the key factors about this circuit, which we have got to think about as well, we saw it happen many times both in qualifying and the race yesterday. Coming out of turn number 7, you're mainly on asphalt, but there is no difference between the asphalt and the grass on the exit of turn number 7. If you dip a wheel in on the exit, you go a little bit too wide, then you will end up going round across the circuit and into the barrier at the other side. Turn number 8, known for its dive bombs, but it does have a raised curb on the inside as well. So if you're a bit unlucky there, it can be awkward. And turn number 1 through turn number 2, you've really got to pick your choice there, because turn number 1, you can be either on the inside or outside. One carries more momentum, but coming out of turn number 1, you're instantly setting up for lap number 1, turn number 1, I should say. You're instantly setting up for turn number 2, and of course, turn number 15 is where you carry all the momentum. The pit lane, very long here. You do not want to get a drive for a penalty or a stop-go 30. The entry is at turn number 14, and it brings you out at turn number 1. It is a very, very long pit lane, losing 78% of lap time when you're in the pits. So you can expect a lot of blue flags tonight.
Yes, absolutely. So next we will go ahead and give you guys a quick overview of the drivers and the teams for this year, or for this season. Obviously no one has points yet, so it's not really a team standing, it's just kind of a team showcase. But Alexa, do you have anyone that you think might be fast in this session today?
I will be honest, no, because I've been in D1. I've been in D1 for the past 3 seasons, so I feel like I cannot give my verdict apart from a commentator's bias with cheaper than therapy for Cube Master and Sean Daniels, but that is my commentator bias coming into this.
Well, Sean Daniels has been doing very good in the practice servers. He is both P1 for all of D4 drivers in both the hot stint and the hot lap. So I think he has a very good shot at tonight as long as he is able to keep his race clean.
I mean, yeah, that is one of the key factors in this first round of the season. You've got to keep it clean because you do not want to be getting penalties in the first race, because if you do, then you're going to have to wait until you're going to have to play it safe the rest of the season, and you do not want that, especially when it comes to that European part. Once we go over across the pond, get away from COTA, which is the only track in-game which has Formula 1 track limits. So Indianapolis and COTA are definitely going to be good setups, even though I hate to say it because it's American circuits, and I personally have a avid hatred for American circuits. But once we go over to the European part, these American tracks are going to be a very good setup with their American nature, I will say.
All right, so I completely agree with just about everything you've said. So we're going to go ahead and view the track. So our drivers have gone out on track. So in case you guys are new to the stream or haven't watched anything, our divisions are split up into silver and gold. Right now we have our gold drivers out on track. Basically, the silver drivers are generally in the bottom half of the pace for the given division, and then the gold drivers are going to be in the top half of speed for the given division. Now, since we are early in the season, that doesn't always follow the case. Like in D5 yesterday, the top 3 people in terms of speed were all silver. So we will have to see what happens overall, but
yeah, as somebody said, I vote to shut off the music, lol. So I don't know if the music was a little loud during our talking section, but we'll wait and see. Because somebody just said I vote to shut off the music, so I don't know if they were talking about COTA with the lasers, or we'll wait and see as they do have plenty of the drivers going around the circuit right now. I shall let you have the first lap around here, Trey, as I need to go refill my cup with water real quick.
all right. So we are going to be following Tristan Zamora, I believe it's Tristan, on his lap around the track. So again, this is the main straight for the oval circuit, and we see them going down into turn 1, a hard braking zone. Those braking points that you see are in feet, not meters. That can throw some people off at any of you. Now through turn 2 and turn 2 and turn 3, a little quick section, and then into the hard braking zone of turn 4. You will be turning for most of that braking zone, so later in the race, you will probably see a lot more spins into there. We just went through turn 5, and now we're into turn 6. This is the loop section, which I was talking about earlier. This is not what is normally used IRL, but here we do because it's about the only thing we have, and it's fun. On to turn 7, on to what I consider to be the back straight. This is where this is where some of your overtaking is going to happen, just because it's so long down this straight. Here we are going into turn 8, and then we have the S's.
Yep.
Right here. So turn 9, turn 10, the quick right left, and then turn 11, which will set up the entire run down to the next overtaking opportunity. So turn 12 here, it should be flat out. The only time it's not is if you're fighting with someone, and even then it should be. But turn 12, you're back on to the outside oval, hard braking zone into turn 13, a right-hander, and then you have the slow turn 14 here. It's a lot slower than you would expect because you have to set up the traction zone, because if you're too tight to the inside before turn 15, then you will spin out or you will lose time. It kind of depends on how you set up the corner, but you do want to get a lot of good times in there. And then we see...
Yeah.
Right now, is it Gionia? I believe it's Gionia.
I have no idea.
Well,
there are some very complicated names.
Yes, there
which
are.
Which would be a lot nicer to see if I had the full ACC screen. As right now we do continue going around this circuit as we do go quicker and quicker onto the right-hander, as the top time right now is set by Wisik. I think that's how you say it, with a 1 minute 36.672 as the main time set at this moment, and the closest then being that what we see is a 0.238, an Aston Martin sitting up top, followed by an Audi and then a BMW. Goes around the final corner, goes to the line as the names are now big on my end, and he will only go P number 2, staying there for the time being. The top 19 drivers currently being the silver drivers, and that's because, like Trey said, the gold drivers will not be coming out on circuit until the last 10 minutes, where the silver drivers will then either drive back to the pits or RTG. As long as they come over the line before that 10-minute mark, they are allowed to set one more lap time in. But it is highly unlikely that will happen here at the Brickyard, as the gold drivers will only come out at the 10-minute mark, so there will be no blue flags as we do continue going around through the loop, which I personally hate, and then further and further as I'm just going to say outer goes P number 3, and that will be 0.180 behind, 1 minute 36.765 their last lap time. So it's a double Aston Martin 1-2 with Barbour, who's now gone to the top, and that is less than a tenth separating the top two, and they are both Aston Martins.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising how well the Aston Martins are doing right now. Now, of course, half of our drivers still haven't done their laps yet. Now, this is our current pole sitter, Barbour. I know that in D5, at least, the Ferrari 296 was really dominating the track, and there's not that many Ferraris in this division, but we'll have to see how that goes. Let's see. Right now, the fastest, or the people with the most time up on their last lap, Galindo is about almost 3/4 of a second up on his previous lap. So we will hopefully he'll be able to stick on that lap.
Actually, I'm gonna cut in here real quick as Gion, I'm just going to say Gion unless we get corrected, in the Audi goes to the top by exactly a tenth, but now only 0.6067 as Secom goes P2, Gino goes to the top, 1 minute 36.485. We'll wait and see what Galindo will do around here, and then we keep on going through 13 into 14 onto 15, which is the fast sweep right-hander. Current track temperatures being 35° on track, 27° ambient, no rain on the forecast, nice and dry like we know it will be. Little bit of cloud cover, optimum track surface, and he goes to the top, 1 minute 36.147. The Porsche lovers, Selena, will be very, very proud of that carbon fiber livery.
Absolutely. Now, we did have a spinner here. Koval spun going into turn 4, which I was talking about was that hard braking zone. So, like I said, there will be some spinners. Now, we would expect most of those spins to be in the race toward the end of stints, but those could happen at just about any time. Ooh, so we have another spinner. Foster.
As they do RTG. Speaking of the stints, that is another key factor, especially when it comes down to the pit stops. It's one mandatory pit stop, refuel is not allowed, and tyres are mandatory. We saw in the other divisions yesterday, as it seems like ACC has had a moment there, as everybody RTGs, and we are back on the screen. ACC having a moment there, so we unfortunately apologise for that, and we keep on going. But but like I said, it's a mandatory pit stop for tyres, no refueling allowed. So you've got to wonder, is the overcut the key factor here? Which, from what we've seen so far, it may be the undercut, Trey.
Yeah. The undercut here works wonders for just how much tire wear you throw onto the rear tires, because with how many acceleration zones you have at this track, it's very dependent upon that. One thing, I will apologize if the stream's cutting in and out. I am currently dealing with some severe weather, so I don't know if you've been following in the United States with all the tornadoes that have been happening, but so that would be the explanation. I will keep this up as long as I can, though.
Sometimes the world just decides, no. But luckily enough, it's nice and sunny in game. It'll be a lot nicer if it was sunny everywhere else. As right now, it is Galindo who still sits up top, out as Alter currently sits P number 4, 0.330 off the top lap time. Foster, who sat P number 2, returns to the pits. They will not be coming out for another lap, as only 18 seconds remain of silver qualifying. Gino, Secom, and Thompson also in the pits, as that is a Porsche off on the left-hand side. I believe that was actually Galindo, the free.
No, I believe that was Barbour.
Barble, somebody in
Yeah.
chat just saying laggy, yes. It seems alright for me. If it is lagging for anybody, I would recommend, because I've got it up on my end behind my PIP. So if it is lagging for anybody, if you do go settings, you should be able to change the quality on your end. That may alleviate the issue for you, but if it is on our end, like Trey said, we unfortunately can't change the fact of the weather. So it is unfortunate, but if it is lagging for you guys, I would probably recommend also maybe seeing what you can do on your YouTube's end, just so it may also work. Because do not worry, as long as it stays pretty clean, you still get to hear Trey's wonderful voice. Mine
Up on his lap time, so he should be able to move up.
Yeah,
and he does. He jumps to P12.
Yeah, as that was, I got that one. That was a major lag spike. But Cube goes P number 12. That is the last silver to come across the line. Right now, we are watching Swift as they keep on going around here, as well as Stefan Buckley in the Lexus. We've seen a lot of Lexus. We have seen a lot of Lexus submissions this season, Trey, especially from what we saw on the livery and schedule reveal stream.
Yes, there are. However, in D4, there are only 2 Lexuses, and that is Buckley and his teammate Cab. But anyway, so like we said, these are the gold drivers. The gold drivers are only able to qualify in the last 10 minutes of qualifying, but they get the advantage of a rubbered-in track where the silver drivers do not. So these times should be better, or at least somewhat better. Hopefully, not only because they're gold, so they're normally going to be a lot faster, but also because they just have a much better track.
That is the key factor when it comes down to it. We will not have that when we go Hungaroring for week number 5, because the rain will wash all the rubber away. But tonight at Indianapolis, that's going to be one of the big things you'll see all season. Gold will always have a rubbered-in track, as they are always the second. They are always the second lot of drivers to go out on the circuit, as the number 89 is going to be the next driver to come around the line. So they will be the first gold driver to set their lap time here, I do believe. But right now we are watching Buckley, as there we go. We go to Sean Daniels. He goes across the line, P number 3, and that will be a banker. The gold drivers will go faster, and these first lap times you're going to see a little bit of a checkerboard will start to form between the number plates. To make it a bit easier for you guys to understand as well, the white number plates are the white boxes with numbers on are the gold drivers, whilst the grey number boxes with the numbers on are the silver drivers. So that is how you can differentiate between the different divisions, as there is no rule in place with different division drivers having to run a strip on the car, like in NASCAR, where rookies must run a yellow strip on the rear bumper.
Yep. So we're going to go ahead and ride along with Daniels for the last little bit of his lap. He is currently about a half second up on his best time. That would put him 3/10 clear of Galindo for pole. But of course, he's not all the way through his lap yet. So we will have to see where he finishes this lap up. But he's doing good so far, as we come into the hard-braking zone.
Yeah, I mean, this is the key factor. You were talking about it when you're going through the track. Turn number 14 can be what this corner right here can be one of those places where which can make or break a lap. Where you get on the acceleration and how the car reacts to it is going to be the key factor, as Sean Daniels is now going to come to the line, Trey.
Yes, he does, and he goes with a 1:35.8. So he is 3/10 clear of Galindo. He's doing an amazing job there. Let's see, is there anyone else? Let's see, another person doing really well. We were following them earlier, if I can catch them. Buckley, he is about 3/4 of a second up on his best lap time. Now, that will not put him close to pole, but that will move him a considerable amount up as he goes P11.
Yeah, so realistically, that's not too bad either, because, no offense to the lower divisions, but we saw what happened in the practice races earlier on this week. Hopefully not so much chaos, but like Trey said earlier, Indianapolis very much tends itself to chaos with the lots of high speed and medium speed corners around this circuit, but also the low speed corners of turn number 1, turn number 8, turn number 13 and 14. So it's a circuit which has a lot of variation in corner speed. Of course, this corner as well, turn number 7, you can see the grass on the outside. There is absolutely no differentiation, no curb right there, mainly because they use the chicane in real life and not the loop like we do. But that can be a key factor and can very much mess a lap time up, Trey.
Yeah, it can. There's a lot of easy places to mess up lap times in this track, which is one of the reasons why a lot of people don't to Daniels here. His lap of a 1:35.8 isn't even the fastest lap that he's ever set. In the practice server, he set a 1:35.7. So while I doubt there'll be anyone who will catch him, he could still go faster if his tires are able to hang on for the rest of the stint.
Yeah, well, we saw it yesterday. The Ford Mustang was actually the car that won in D number 3, as there is that little touch of the grass. Luckily enough, not losing any time. But the reason why people call this track slippy, and it can be a little bit awkward sometimes, is because it's a American circuit. That is all I will say. And
I'm feeling the shade.
European tracks are European tracks are just better. I'm sorry, America. But I love that we've got an American doubleheader. It's something new and it's something nice, especially COTA at night. Indianapolis also very good for a season opener, because I don't know if this is just me personally, but who doesn't love a chaotic track for a season opener?
Exactly. I mean, this is the track that people are going to put the most time into learning, just because of you have so much more lead-up time to practice for it. So if you are going to get a good result, it's very easy to get a lot more people good at this track. And when you have a lot of good people at a track, but they only do that good practice in solo, they will get really good at racing the lines, but not good at racing each other. And so as I was talking about with turn 1, which, let's see, who's coming up there? Hinson. As we can see here, it's a very tight corner. In my personal opinion, this turn 1 is worse than Monza, and I know that is a very, very it's a very, very bold claim to make, especially since a lot more people like European tracks as opposed to American tracks. But with the main straight being so wide and going into such a tight corner, it can lend itself to a lot of people spinning out on the outside corner. And you can see that a lot on NASCAR, especially, which I think is a lot more comparable to the GT3 class that we're watching right now.
Most definitely, as the 996 does end up having a bit of a spinala at turn number 2 in RTGs. These will be the final qualifying runs here. The number 89 coming into the pit lane, the 269 also off. They may RTG, as you can see them on the minimap. Yes, they will. As that is Jobury GTG for baseline racing to Uranus, which is a planet. Don't take that the wrong way, chat. And that is going to bring an end to his qualifying time, as that was an incident at turn number 7, most likely touching the grass and spinning, as here comes Caleb Tenney, who will be coming now down into turn number 14. Only 3 drivers will get new lap times in as they start to go around the circuit. Does the number 767 go through? I think they just about do. The 228 will now finish qualifying. That is Matisse. He will currently sit P number 28 for the time being. The P number 20 right now of Tenney will come to the line for baseline. Goes P number 7, 0.468. Sean Daniels in the pit lane. People already panicking because D3 is full, so he will not be promoted. He will stay in D4 until the midway point of the season, it seems. Mason Moffat, not to be confused with Joel Moffat in D number 1 last season, but this man, nice and cool to see, most likely in the same family tree. Did not mean to rhyme, but hey ho, we're using the time, and we're going to continue down onto turn number 8, as it is nice and clean, Trey. It is. So we're
we're seeing a couple of people cheer in the comments for Zamora and Rock, and we always like to see people. Oh, that's Riley, Riley Greer. So welcome to the chat. Anywho, so we have Moffat here going into turn 13. Yes, I can count 13 into the hard braking zone. He's currently about even with his last lap time, so this corner here, turn 14, will determine how fast he actually gets through, and he got an amazing exit through that corner. He's now already a quarter second up on his previous time as we see him go to the line, and he jumps up to P6.
P number 6. Yeah, so that's P6, Sean Daniels P1, Mettison P number 2, Galindo P number 3. Goddamn.
Yeah, we got a great top group here. So now, as we wait for them to do their start the formation up, we will go ahead and hear a quick word from our sponsors.
A huge thank you to our SRA sponsors and title sponsors for supporting us here at SRA, as well as support from Documise, a modern business solution for product management. Go to documise.com to learn more today. And support from Retro Saga, a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favourite classic systems, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. Enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. And a big thank you to our affiliates, Track Racer. Experience redefined gaming with Track Racer's high-quality sim rigs and accessories. Use code SRATE at checkout to support us. Armamentario, a toolbox for ACC that will enhance your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC. AT3D Sim Shop. Upgrade your sim racing experience today with premium 3D printed accessories featuring precision crafted magnetic shifters, sleek cable management solutions, versatile stream deck mounts, and immersive dashboard displays. Their innovative designs enhance performance and style, elevate every lap with top-tier quality and craftsmanship at at3d.net. Go Setups, premium esports setups for everybody. Use our affiliate link on our Discord and take your drive to the next level. Castle and Cauldron, a home-based crafting business specialising in handmade Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts and Fairy World collectibles. Magic wands, potions, mini dioramas, wall decor, costumery, cosplay, and much more. Castle and Cauldron is where crafting meets the magical. Visit facebook.com/Castle Cauldron. And from KP Concepts, your source for custom automotive renderings, graphic design, and printing. We spend countless hours making you look all good for the spectacle. Check out kpconcepts.com for more.
All right, guys, welcome back. We are just now getting ready to start our formation lap with Daniels on pole in a Ford. There we go. So he will have an amazing advantage off the line here, but we will talk about that here in a little bit moment. First, we're going to go down the grid. So as we said, Daniels in P1 with that Ford, Mertzen in P2 in the Aston, Galindo in P3 there without a livery. I don't know if that's my fault or his, but he is in the Porsche there, and he is our top silver driver in P3. Then we have McWeezerson in the Ferrari 296 in P4, Sweeney in P5 in the Ferrari, Moffat in P6 in the McLaren, Ansem in P7 with the the Audi, Tenney in P8 with Hinson in P9, Foster in P10, Barbour in P11, Atellercion? I apologize, I completely butchered that name.
I just say Alter.
Alter, anywho. Alter in P12, Giannia in the Audi, somewhere back there. I'm going to switch to TV Cam 2, focus on them a little bit more. Anywho, Giannia in P13, I believe that's pronounced Wyszynski in P14, Seacombe in P15, Thompson in 16, Buckley in 17, GTG in 18, Tristan Zamora in 19, Foster in 20, Anderson in 21, Greer in 22, Koval in 23, Moreno in 24, Master in 25, Rock in 26, Music in 27, Taft in 28, Miller in 29, Matassi in 30, Cab in 31, Kangalosi in 32, Curtis in 33, Uwu apparently in 34, Sarver in 35, Swift in 36, Robichaud in 37, Penkovic in 38, Lindo in 39, Heisinger in 40, Johnston in 41, Ferrer in 42, and I am being told it is pronounced Alterison. Anywho, Alexa, I will hand it off to you for the beginning of this race here.
Thank you very much. So as the formation lap now comes to an end, they will go double file. It's the Brickyard. It is Indianapolis. It's infamous. It's known. We're using the loop rather than the actual good part of the circuit, but it makes for chaotic as we go around onto the main straight. This is where it counts. It's a brand new season. It's a brand new dawn. All of our questions, we will get an answer. Welcome to the Sim Racing Alliance. As they look, all eyes to the lights up. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing as the green flag drops and away we go. That's going to be a very good start for Galindo as McWeaverson is also going to get a good start there. Also, as well as Moffat, the Porsche up ahead is going to go free for free. It's actually a grid of 9 in the front. There's already contact in the back, and McLaren goes round, gets spun around, gets corrected, and it's already chaos like we said, but it's even more chaos further back. As you can see, all of the yellow flags flying. It's going to be Alter, as I'm just going to say it, Alter, because it's easy to say. That Daniel's got away scot-free there, but Metterson's seeming to lose out. The Ferrari of Sweeney has actually got through pretty clean as well. The Foster also seeming to climb up quite a few places in that Porsche. I don't know why I said Porsche. It's clearly an Aston Martin. As round the outside will go Hinson, looks for it round through turn number 7. Not going to work out that time though, as everything now decides to bunch up and correct itself. It's a McLaren versus Aston Martin just behind him. That's between Barber and Moffat. Down into turn number 8, looks for a move down the inside. Not going to work out that time. The Porsche will have to back out there. Going to almost get caught up with the other drivers through turn number 8, 9, 10, and 11.
Oh, he has someone on the outside. He got pushed out on turn 8.
Yeah, almost makes contact on the rejoin as well, as Porsche has to take evasive action, goes for the sweep. Moreno also right there with him as well, it seems. Metterson falling further and further back was P number 17, seeming to make a mistake through the exit. The 968 has made a mistake right there. Unfortunately, we have been unable to catch the lap 1 massive pile up due to all the action that of course happens on lap number 1. Down and through the final few corners, the Honda is going to be making its way through. The NSX, that is going to be Zomar, I do believe, as the Porsche will go around the outside, and is going to be unlucky as Koval makes his way past them. You can already see the rest of the teams and drivers are making their way down the main straight. Blue flags already, most likely due to an RTG. Unlikely down the inside. We'll go for an Aston Martin. That's going to be definitely contact into turn number 1. You can see it. That is both a Ford and a Aston off of turn number 1. That's Alter. We were talking about him before. He's now gone off. Most likely commentator's curse. We do apologise, don't we, Trey?
Oh, absolutely. I know the experience of the commentator's curse very well. I've done it to people. Oh, we got a hip check here. Yeah.
Well, that happened.
Yeah. So, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I was just saying, damn. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All yours.
So, yeah, we had a fairly clean turn 1 through 4, and then all of a sudden it kind of just started to fall apart once we got toward the back half of the race. We do have someone going very slow here. That's the 345 of Ken Galosi. I don't know what happened to him, but we do have a few very distinct groups forming right now. But here out front, Daniels has kept P1, but he's not really getting away from Galindo. Galindo might have a run here into turn 1. He's 2 3/10s back, and he will have an amazing slipstream. Now, of course, the main strength of the Ford is its straight line speed, so we can't really say that one has the advantage over the other than the fact that one of them has slipstream. But Daniels has been doing a very great job out front. He's not been able to pull away, but he's been able to stay in place.
Yeah, I mean, that's the awkward thing with having a Ford out there up front. We saw it in D number 3. You can try and get past that Ford through from turn number 2 all the way through to turn number 7, as well as 8 through to turn 13. But that Mustang straight line speed, once it gets on the straights between 15 and 1 and between 7 and 8, that is where it's going to count, as the 324 has had an incident there. They have had a massive one, it seems, and let's try get a replay on that if we can.
Sorry, someone came up to talk to me. I need to find it, if I can.
Replay button. If you're using race control, it should be at the bottom. As right now, heading further and further down and into turn number 8. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the replay. It seems as the Aston Martin will go down the inside. That's going to be Anderson, as that is an Audi off on the left-hand side. That is John Ansom, and that car is definitely not going to go fast, as the Sonic liveried car, as well as Koval, also seeming to have an incident going wide at turn number 8. So that is chaos, like we said, around the outside. The Aston Martin will also try to go on the McLaren, it seems. The Ferrari also seeming to make a move there. Those Ferraris, infamous when you look at them. They've got the Millennium Falcon. They've got the Millennium Falcon engines on the back with the rays. It's what everybody knows and loves from Star Wars. But already looking at that mini-map, Sean Daniels getting a major gap, and the rest of the grid going to have to try catch up if they even can.
Yeah, something happened behind Sean Daniels. I'm not exactly sure what, but all of a sudden the person behind him has swapped. And now he has a 3.5 second gap or so to McWeezerson behind him. So he's got a good gap right now, and even down to P4, they're starting to kind of back out, or kind of spread out a little bit. Of course, we do have a long train behind McWeezerson, and but after, it's not really a close train, as you can see. Well, it is a close train, never mind. But yeah.
Well, as actually there has been an incident for the 79 Summit down through turn number 4. I do see, as that is the 798. That is Albert Gino, and that is going to be extremely unlucky. The Audis and the Sonic team just not seeming to have any luck here. As also, that is a Aston Martin.
That's Alter.
On the right. No, yeah, that's Alter in the Ford. So that is unlucky for them as well. Wixinki also making their pit stop early, as well as Moreno, most likely due to damage. Of course, you can't refuel. You've got to take tyres in your mandatory pit stop. So I think they're just opting. I think they're just there saying, I've already got damage, I need to fix it. I'm going to try take one set of tyres to the end, which with 32-degree track temperatures is not going to be an easy task.
Absolutely not. We saw in D5, someone tried to pit with about 45 minutes to go, and their tires were completely dead by the end of the race. And they've had to pit even earlier. Ooh, someone spun.
What's happened there? Yeah, that is the 217 of Sebastian Rock in the Honda, infamous for its corners. And that is just incredibly unlucky with that very beautiful white car, if I do say so myself, with the Rimuru Tempest livery on. If you cannot tell, I'm a big anime nerd. Hashtag we love reincarnated as a slime. And it is going to be unlucky for them as well. Maybe somebody leaving there, as it seemed like somebody flashed into the pits, then disappeared. A little bit of a rear end slip there for the BMW. That will give Tyler Thompson the opportunity to try and fly past the other BMW of Secombe. As I don't know why I said Thompson, but oh no, wait, no, I was going
you're
for it
correct.
correctly. And yes, before anybody asks, even though we can't say it, I do believe there is a British flag on the top of that livery. Right now, though, looking at the gaps, it's a 3.4 second gap to the leader. Then it's 2 Ferraris to round out the podium. Followed by, so it is Daniels leading from Mickelson to Sweeney, Teeny, Hinson, Moffat, Barbour, Fosters. Galindo has the fastest lap in P number 9, with P number 10 being Anderson, and of course, here in SRA, unlike Formula 1, you do get points for the fastest lap.
Yep, the fastest lap so far in this race is really fast. It's a 1:36.8. No one else has really gotten close to that lap. The fastest lap is held, as we were saying, by Galindo here in the Porsche. So he's going really fast. We'll have to see if he can catch up to those in front of him. He does have a good chance, and of course, we're not even 10 minutes in, so he does have a good chance to turn this into a really great result. Looking up toward the front, we have Teeny here. He is leading a 4-car train, with the other 3 cars being Hinson, Moffitt, and Barber. They are really close behind him. They're all within about 0.3 seconds of the car that happens to be in front of them. So we will have to see if they're able to overtake each other. As Barber gets really close behind him, to Moffitt behind him, he doesn't go for the overtake, but he does get really close.
Yeah, as somebody's saying, what happened to Merck, qualified P2, now P26. What happened was Indianapolis chaos, as that is a beautiful move by Moffitt to get past Hinson right there through the S's.
It is.
As actually, looks like we do have Foster's. Foster's is now going to come back at Hinson down into the braking zone for turn number 13. They will go onto the curb, but the Aston Martin will go onto the grass by, was their contact maybe slight, but that is going to go off into the grass, and that is unlucky for the Aston Martin, losing 2 places in that singular lap. And you can only wonder how much weight saving that I don't know why I said Porsche, that Aston Martin of Babel has picked up, with, of course, carbon fiber being a lot of weight saving on the paint.
Yeah. I will probably take the blame for him, well, not having a livery. I will gladly take that blame, but yeah. Anyway, looking a little bit further back, we will come back to this fight, but looking a little bit further back, we have a 3-way battle for P14 in between Greer, Foster, and Curtis. They are all within about a half second of each other, and they are doing really well to stay together. At this point, a good chunk of the field has kind of, or at least the front of the field has backed off of one another, so we are into the long haul of the race as we see Curtis get a really good jump in the braking zone. The other really close fight is back here between Zamora and Uwu, who I believe Zamora just got past Uwu, who was leading a 6-car train behind him with Matsi, Swift, Taft, and Heisener. They're all within about 0.7 seconds of each other.
Yeah, I will say one thing. You're not saying Uwu right. You got to do it more high pitched, like Uwu. I'm gonna get cancelled on Twitter. Anyways,
I will absolutely not be doing that.
As right now in the background, you can see Taft is going to go for the move on Heinz. Battle for P number 30 going on the way. That is a beautiful P number 20. Yes, P29 now, getting past the Porsche. Or was it Swift? It was Swift, actually. So he's up into P number 28. And that is going to be extremely unlucky for the 2 Porsches. You would think the Porsches would have a bit of an advantage with the BOP, but that McLaren through corners is just another beast in ACC. As right now, what got to go for Jobbery got to go, as I'm going to guess that's what GTG stands for, as they do head now onto the main straight with that beautiful Ferrari livery, if I do say so myself. I don't know what it is, just white cars with blue and pink. There's just something special about them. They look absolutely lovely. As it is going to go Muller down the inside, possibly. Looked for it, did not work out that time, Trey.
Yeah, it looked like he was just trying to perform a dummy move, or thought he'd brake too late. One of the things that you can do sometimes to get the person in front of you just a little bit more unsettled is to move into their mirrors so that they know that they're right behind you. And sometimes that can cause them to make a mistake. Could be a lockup, could be a missed turn-in point, but you want them to focus on you and not the corner that they're going into. Back up front here, Swift and Taft are going side by side through turn 6. They've been going at this fight for a good while, and it looks like
Heinz's gonna get Heinz slipping through there. But inside line for Swift, how will that work out?
Yeah, the Porsche, if I remember correctly, has really good straight line speed, and against the McLaren now of Taft, I expect he'll have a good chance. Oh, that was really close there to being a rear end. And instead, Swift just goes deep into the corner and gets overtaken by Johnston there. So unfortunate, but no harm, no foul. He didn't hit anyone, so we're all good. It looks like we have a slight yellow flag here for Foster. I don't know what happened here. Now that I've learned where the replay button is, I want to see what happened here. If it doesn't break it.
Yeah, there we go. Sometime we will be honest, chat. That is just a we can see why he slowed down there. Just tagging the rear left of the, I believe, Lexus right in front of him. Yeah. Oh no, Bentley of Greer. So that gave Curtis the opportunity to get past. Realistically, Foster got hurt in that more than Greer actually did.
Yeah. I don't know how much that would have hurt Greer's tires, but in terms of position, he definitely won out between the two people. As we see Foster go a little bit deep into that corner. It's really easy to go deep into turn six, just because there's no real good braking marker, and so it just kind of is all based off of feel. And there's a lot of tracks like that, or a lot of corners like that here. So we'll have to see where that goes. A little bit further back, Ansem and GTG are back at it again. GTG had been side by side with Ansem. I wasn't able to cut to it quickly enough, but they have been fighting for a good bit, as it looks like we have another yellow flag. Curtis has gone off on the inside.
No, Curtis!
I'm gonna cause a giant lag spike and watch it again.
I don't know why. This is probably my
no,
D1.
He got hit.
That was A-class punt. That was an A-class punt.
Yeah, I don't know. We're in America. Maybe they took some training from the police on how to do pit maneuvers.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they should do some British style and box them in so they don't get penalties. Who knows?
Quite possibly.
Who knows?
Yes.
Maybe don't take advice from national police. Maybe take some advice from real racing drivers on how to not get penalties, as they would know a lot better. British Touring Car Championship. As right now, Anderson is going to get two double moves right there. They've got past the Porsches, it seems, in that first sector. So that is a lovely move right there, as we are now a quarter into this race. 44 minutes, 12 seconds remain on the clock here at Indianapolis. And we've got some Mason support in the chat.
I will have to... Yeah, Mason doing a really good job here. He has a sizable gap to the guy in front of him, still fighting Galindo behind him, but he is past, so he will have the position for the moment. Looking a little bit further back, Mertson just got past Rubashov and got kind of a little punt behind them. Koval went, I don't know if he went deep or what. Let's see if I can lag spike it up and watch the replay.
Yeah, well, there's a Honda there. I think, yep, we know where that's going. Dive bomb turns in, not realizing they're there because blind spot.
Yep.
And that is just extremely unfortunate for Koval. Clear dive bomb by the Honda. Clearly. Oh, hey, it's the Ruby one. Hey. Sorry, my anime loving brain is going crazy right now when I see these liveries. I love seeing anime liveries, especially the Goodyear Hatsune Miku car, which, to be honest, is going to not be on the track right now, as we are going to see Darren, who is not running an anime livery, get past Metterson, but that is a nice and lovely overtake down the main straight.
Yeah, and that was just a straight up speed overtake, which is kind of surprising because I don't know. I don't remember how fast the BMW is in the straight, but he did a really good job there overtaking on the main straight. And also, I really love this livery here. All the liveries that we've seen are good, minus the ones that I've messed up and forgot to sync, I guess. But this one here, it really goes back to the old BMW roots while doing a really great rusted look, which is kind of hard to pull off. We were talking about it they were talking about it in the livery stream, how it's very rare for good rust liveries to work out properly, but this one has.
Yeah, I mean, they got it back to the shop. I mean, their press release did say they got it back to the shop, but unfortunately they couldn't get all the rust off in time. hence where you see those little rusty spots with the white spots. So they got as much rust off the car coming into the rest of this season. Honestly, this is just me personally, but maybe a cool thing to do across the season would slowly whittle away how much rust there is on the car. Just to like create a little story with the livery as the season goes on. But that's just my storyteller brain going on, as Galindo is going to be up against Anderson right now.
Yeah, this Galindo and Anderson have been fighting for a long while. This is the closest battle, or this is the farthest up battle. Everyone else ahead of Anderson has at least a 1 second gap to the person behind them. So while they're fighting, I will go ahead and look to the front here just for a little bit. Give Daniels a love as we see Galindo go off the track a little bit, so that will hurt his time. But Daniels has continuing to hold his 3.5 second gap. He has set the fastest lap with a 1:36.5. So he's doing good there. But we would go back to this race because it's a lot more fun to watch than just someone kind of parading around.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see how it comes down to it, because we saw in D3 last night, possibly D1 and 5 as well. The leaders came in, but that did mess up their races. The leader, that is a big thing in the back. That is Cube Master. We've been talking good about in the entire race, and now it seems the commentator's curse has kicked in. It's going to be a very awkward D3 box for me next week. Takes a bit too much grass, goes wide, and boom, bam, bosh, that is a crash into the barrier. Luckily enough, though, keeps it clean. Seems like there's no suspension damage. However, the front of that car may need a bit of gaffer tape on it, as right now Jacob Curtis is currently sitting P number 17. He's made his way past Suave, who seems to be in a very light livery, which I will no, more of a Kiwi, as we do continue going on here as into the braking zone. Is that a watermelon car? It's hard to tell from this angle.
No, but they both
like
go
a watermelon,
deep.
but Curtis, yep, both of them going deep. I think we are cursing too many people today.
Well, unfortunately, we have to be watching someone, and I'd rather not curse the leader out of a win, so I will keep my eyes off him for now. But yeah, Curtis holding up a slight train here. The one good thing for Cube Master, who has now gone into the pits to fix that damage, is that this track is a lot more rear heavy than front heavy, as we see a little bit of wiggle there from Curtis. This track is really heavy on rear traction just because of how many acceleration zones you have. So front damage is annoying, but it's livable. Rear damage is really what you have to be concerned about around here.
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting rear damage around here, unless if you're doing it off your own accord and it's not a punt, I think you're doing something wrong with how much runoff there is here. Apart from of course the back part of the circuit and maybe maybe this little loop bit, but you're quite literally only on the loop for about 150 meters as Curtis goes round by a punt in the rear end. Curtis, please do not sue me.
Yeah, we were right. We jinxed him. Oh.
I am so using that for TikTok.
Yeah, so for the moment here, we're going to ride along with Hinson as he tries to chase down Barber in front of him. This battle has been going on for a long time. It hasn't been as close recently, but they're now within they're under a half second away from each other as Hinson gets a great launch there off the corner.
Yeah, that was way better.
And into the braking zone, they're still side by side. Hinson does hold a front advantage, but not enough to declare the corner, as we see Barber going to the grass a little bit on the inside of that corner. So now Hinson is able to claim the corner.
Yeah, as the 345 actually has had a incident at turn number 6. Let's see if we can get a replay on that. Oh, that is Kangalusi. As no, they've been sat there for a while then.
Yeah, I didn't get to go back far enough to look at it, but my expectation is that they either ran deep into the corner or just had a weird braking zone. As it looks like Barber is having an issue. Oh no, Barber's just into the pits. Never mind.
Actually, one thing to point out, less than a second now between Tenney and Moffat, battled within the top 5 between 2 McLarens. A very black and purple livery versus a grey, blue and orange looking livery. Tenney, I am sorry, but I'm going to start calling your car a tangerine as, oh, that's quite a bit scratched up on the right-hand side of Moffat's car.
It is, and I'm not quite sure why, but we will have to keep an eye on that and see if we can figure out why. As there was a massive wreck. There's like...
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go back.
We're going to have to go back 30 seconds at least for that. Yeah, so we will see this. This is going to be, was it the Audi and the BMW in front of them?
Oh,
no.
He just
completely,
so,
five cars.
It looks like someone checked up in front of him and then he just absolutely rear-ended someone. And I don't know if that would entirely be his fault because that happened right in front of him. He would have had nowhere to go. But again, it's not our decision on who gets penalties and how those are divvied out. But unfortunate there for that. As we see Ansem have another yellow flag. So he may have some overheated rear tires. Also, we are getting toward the normal pit window here, so at about 35 minutes. So we will start to see more people come into the pits for just changing tires instead of damage. But we will have to see how that goes.
Battle of the Sonics there momentarily. Thompson comes into the pits. Stacombe also into the pit lanes, like you said.
Yep.
It's pit stop time.
As the closest on-track battle we have here is between Cab and Koval, I believe. They're pretty close to each other. We're going to switch back to the TV cam here.
Yeah, can't beat the TV cam around Indy because, yeah, they zoom in a lot more, especially down the main straight here at the Brickyard, as that is a beautiful shot from the flag waving box. Oh no, wait, no, I was wrong. It's just from the side of the track.
Ooh, it looks like Cab's making a move here. Nope, he backs out of it. Probably a wise decision to back out.
I'm just gonna say, I feel like the livery is intentional because the taxis, aka the cabs in London, are black. I don't know if that is intentional, but now I've seen it, I cannot get it out of my head because the buses in London are also red. So it's black with red highlights. I'm sorry, that is a London car to me. Oh hey, it's the Ruby car again.
Yep, we are back to watching Zamora, GTG, and Robichaud. There's a yellow flag for Uwu. Let's see what happened here. If my game doesn't die, which it might just have. Uh-oh. This isn't good. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna go back to intermission. I don't know what happened there. So give me a second to restart the game. Hopefully I'm still online here. All right. Can you hear me? All right. I think that's a good idea. So, apologies for whatever in the world just happened there. Give me a second and I will... Alright. So, come back to OBS, go back to race. And then go to here. Alright, we are back. I just now need to restream my screen to you. And then we should be back to go. So I apologize for that killing the stream. I think my CPU overloaded itself. But we are back.
No, you do not need to apologize because it just does that sometimes. That is quite literally not even a joke. Sometimes it just does that. It is just very, very rare. Apologies for the technical difficulties, chat, and your delay to the stream. Yes. Oh, that is Scott Johnson.
Oh, I almost went to the replay button, but I'm scared to touch it anymore.
Yeah, let's just not touch the replay button. So apologies that we won't have replays, chat, because we do not want it crashing. We do not want it crashing again, so you guys miss the action. So right now, we're just going to continue going on here. P number 17 downwards, all now pitted. So that looks like it's going to be for the time being, as Johnson is now down in P number 15. So he has lost out to people behind him. That is an Audi. So who is behind him? We'll have to wait and see, as into the pit lane comes Zamora and Robbie Cowd. Miller will stay out, as well as the drivers ahead of them. Looks like the rest of the grid will also stay out for the time being. Kyle Miller for baseline racing, as actually Greer is actually having a pretty decent time as well, it seems. I thought that was the person who we cursed. I thought that was Curtis who we cursed earlier. Oh hey, that rhymed. But no, it might be blue flags. Blue flags. I cannot say the second part of it.
Yeah, we are getting really deep into our pit stop window. Most drivers should probably pit within the next 5 or so minutes, probably sooner. We see a giant amount of cars pitting from P14 to 17. But our leader has not pit yet. He is going around for another lap. That is a lapped car right behind him. That is not someone just about to overtake him. I don't know who that is, but he is not in danger of being overtaken. Oh no, that's McSweezerson. Our leader did pit. Daniels.
Oh yes, they did.
So I apologize for that. I thought I was having a...
So, to be fair, they're so far ahead anyway, they kind of just left out mine, let's be honest.
That's entirely fair, but yeah, they've been doing a great job this race. Hopefully, they continue to do a great job. As I believe the highest battle on track right now is with Moffitt, Barber, and Galindo again. Galindo has been in a lot of battles so far, and that is not changing here as Moffitt tries to get a really good exit into turn 8. It does not look like he'll have the speed to make a dive bomb or of any kind, and he does not. He chooses the safe option and just continues following him around into the S's.
Well, that is extremely unfortunate. He will keep on going though. He's going to keep it there for the time being, as the Porsche is right there with him, and through the right-hander it is going to be the McLaren of Moffat who will stick right there with him through the right-hander and down into the braking zone as they head into the right-hander at turn number 13 through into 14. Wheels to wheel, side by side, almost makes contact, keeps it clean though. Sub-Zero Motorsport going to be right there with him, locked in a Porsche sandwich it seems. No, that's an Aston Martin behind us. A little bit complicated because carbon fibre, and then through 15 onto the main straight here at the Brickyard, and they've already made their pit stops. They will pick up quite a few positions here, it seems.
There was, well, I don't know what it was, but there was a giant red yellow flag that could just be my game spazzing out again. So we will go back to watching Moffat here.
Yeah, so the rest of this race seems to be pretty clean for the time being, but we're in the final 30 minutes now. What can we expect, Trey?
So this is where a lot of the strategy kind of starts to pay off. So those people who pitted early are going to start being caught by those who pitted later, a little bit later, those who are pitting now anyways. At around the 10-minute to go mark, we will probably see a lot of tires dropping off. That's what happened in the races that I was a part of, at least. I don't really expect as many mistakes in D4 as there were in D5, but then again, who knows? There's always chaos at the Brickyard. It just changes who has the chaos.
Yeah, also the commentators tend to help out with commentators' curse. Sorry, Cuban Curtis. As through turn number 12, we will go down towards turn number 13 onto the onto the oval for a total of 200 meters there. Honestly, I don't get why we don't just use IndyCar turn 1 and turn 1 here. Why do we have to go on the inside? Like, come on, make it more interesting.
So
then again, we don't want to spar straight.
So if you remember the one, I believe it was the 2005 F1 race here. They actually F1, whenever they raced at Indy, did use turn 1. They completely skipped this race's turn 13, 14, 15, and used turn 1. It's just that a whole bunch of tires were exploding.
Yes, I do remember that. I'm going to make you feel, well, 2006 was the big one. I'm going to make you feel real old here, Trey.
Uh-oh.
I was not born.
Well, it makes me feel old, but not as old as you'd expect, because I'm a 2000s kid, an early 2000s kid, older than that.
Hey,
but
let's go, Gen Z.
Yeah, anyway, on track action, we have Moffat here stuck in between a sandwich here, a Porsche in front of him, an Aston Martin behind him, and he's not really able to break away from Barber behind because he's being not blocked, but there's a Galindo in his way of progressing further, and he's not able to catch up to Galindo in order to pass him, in order to break away. As we're starting to see a train here forming behind Anderson. And is that a lapped car in front of him? I don't know who that is.
He's currently P10. Thompson, I do not believe, has fallen behind.
All right,
Thompson's ahead of him, so that's a lapped car. That is blue flags. Yep, there's the blue flags waving.
All right, so at this point, we have someone off. Giannia is off on the inside of the loop.
Well, at least one thing. The livery's in the correct place. It's the livery is Green Hills, and they are currently in the greenery, so it is suitable.
Yeah, not quite in Green Hills because there's not many Green Hills in the actual Indy circuit, but anyway.
Yeah, you want Green Hills, go to Nordschleife.
Exactly. So, well, I was about to say the last two cars who haven't pitted yet are Foster and Greer, but they are just now pitting. So, after they finish their pit stops and get out on track, we will give you a rundown on the post-pit order. But while they are doing that, we're going to go back here and watch Moffat again as he battles with Galindo and Barber.
Yay! Yes, that was a yawn. As right now, Moffat is going to continue going on here. Through the S's, we will go. I don't, to be honest, it gives me an excuse to sleep in college mode. Right now, I'm going to be continuing with Moffat through the right-hander and onto the Indy loop. No idea why I'm going David Attenborough style, but right now, down into turn number 13, the McLaren is not going to work out quite that time. As into the left-hander, we will go one more time through the lefts, into the rights. I'm never doing that again. And then through the final corner, and the Aston Martin is going to be right behind him, as well as another Aston Martin. So they're going to keep right with each other. The Aston Martin can be good on a straight line. McLaren in the corners. Slipstream is going to be right there with him as well. Barber will go to the inside line at turn number 1. They will look to get that overtake done. We'll go for the dive down the inside. They are wheel to wheel, side by side. Barber's going to be right there with him. Makes a bit of contact with the McLaren. Both keep it on the asphalt though, and that is going to be a little bit argy-bargy, but still the order remains.
Yeah, Moffat, it looked like maybe turned in a little bit early. I'm not gonna say whether or not he did or didn't, but Yeah. I'm going to let you commentate for a while. I just need to look at something. So I will be right back.
I heard that in the background. Go ahead.
Yep. So I'll still be here to change cameras, but I'll be right back.
As Foster picks up a stop, go 30, and that is going to be down into the turns. People in America, I hope you are staying safe out there. Already seen in chat, they know what it is, so I'm not going to hide it. Tornadoes happening over there in the United States. If you are in an area and you do hear a warning, stay safe and make sure that you are in a comfortable place. That is coming into reality here a sec. If you're in a tornado warning zone, stay safe, stay inside, and follow any guidance that is out there for you. So stay safe. We're going to get back to the racing action, but somebody already I was going to try hard it, but somebody already pointed out in the YouTube chat. So if you are out there, stay safe and stay with the people that you do know and you can be safe with. And going through the rest of this circuit here in Indianapolis, it is Moffat who sticks in P number 8 for the time being, and then into the right-hander one more time, heading on further and further through the right-hander, through turn number 6, down into turn number 6, I should say, into the left-hander one more time, into the braking zone for turn number 7. Try not to lose it too much on the right-hander and onto the exit too much, as they do continue going on here. Streamline Racing, George Moffat having a lucky line there, as Anderson is going to be the fastest out on circuit right now. No idea what the lap time there is because I do not have race control, but you do get points for the fastest lap here, unlike in Formula 1. We are now in the final 20 minutes here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Moffat stays in P number 8, but going through the order, we'll go through the top 20 now that we do have the running order back. It is Sean Daniels who leads with a 2.8 second gap, followed by Sweeney and Mickelson to round out a double Ferrari podium. It's Zentini who sits in P number 4, followed by Thompson P number 5, Anderson P number 6, Galindo P number 7, Moffat P number 8, Barber P number 9, Hinson rounds out the top 10. It's then Sokoman P number 11 with Buckler P number 12, Foster's P number 13, Music P number 14, Greer P number 15, Robertshard in P number 16, Cab P 17, and then of course Hinsa P18, Zamor P19, Sava P number 20, as that is blue flags there for the McLaren hit there, and that is going to be extremely unlucky, but the Aston Martin is going to continue going on behind. There's a McLaren between them, but then Hinson is just behind Barber in that lime green livery, so they will keep going with that beautiful camera shot that we get here in ACC. The number 217 has had an incident on the exit of turn number 7, most likely a grass hit, and will continue here at Indy. Onto the exit through turn number 7, almost touches the grass there for the Aston Martin, but will keep it on track for the time being. The Bentley of Thompson is going to be right there just ahead of him, watching now the battle for P number 5 here out on the circuit. Looking a little bit more bunched up throughout the rest of the field, as the leader of Sean Daniels is now hitting lap traffic over on the circuit as well. Coming on and down through as we go inside the car. That is a lovely looking livery. The Bentley, the only car which has the wheels on the right hand side, a proper British engineering. And Anderson pushing hard. Indeed they are. You can see him in the rear view mirror as we ride on board with the Bentley. The Aston Martin going to be right behind them as well, as even though it is a British car, unlike the Macca, they both sit on the left hand side. The Bentley, the only one which chooses the right hand side of the car when it comes down to it, as Zamora seeming to get closer and closer to Hirson, a little bit further behind, as you see I believe the Rimaru Tempest Honda being lapped now. Very unlucky for the anime loving fans like myself this evening. However, it will continue going here. Into turn number 1 they will go through the right-hander, and then continuing on further and further. Going through the left and through the right one more time through these corners is what you'll love to see. We go over to Anderson, who currently sits P number 6. You can see how hard they are pushing that car around this Indianapolis Motor Speedway circuit, and we do continue going on here into the braking zone. P number 7 P number 7, turn number 7 in the battle for P number 5, as through the left into the right in turn number 7. Again, we've been watching this battle for quite a little bit of time, but we have reason to, as the Porsche giving us a very good power slide right there. That was lovely to see from the carbon fiber livery car, headed down into the braking zone at the end of the back stretch, as this is quite literally a back stretch because the loop is kind of just a longer curve. As right now we go over to Mike Hirstener for Dishes Racing. That is a very interesting team name, but I am not one to judge, as Zamora is going to be behind them, the G919 in the Ruby anime livery for the Honda. Gotta love a Japanese car running Japanese culture. And then down the back stretch we will go. The Honda is very good through the corners, probably has the edge on the Porsche in that section, but unfortunately the Porsche is just that good on a straight, and it's a good all-round car. It's a tricky car to drive at first, but once you get used to it, it can be an absolute missile when you know what to do. Anderson right now going to be closing in a little bit more towards Thompson, heading into the braking zone and into the right-hander, heading into longer left, and then into the braking zone. Through the right we will go one more time, closer and closer, lap after lap. 15 minutes 37 seconds remain on the clock, and then it is going to be Sean Daniels who still leads, followed by Sweeney and McWee, who actually now picks up the fastest lap of the race to take it away from Anderson. So they are the fastest person now there on the track, as the 269 has had an incident, and that is on the exit of the S's. That is at turn number 11. They may be there when we get back to it with how much traffic there is, but it seems like they finally got that car back underway and keeping it safe and clean. If you are, I'm going to say it again, if you are in the areas which are known for the tornadoes, heed the warnings, stay safe. And right now it is going to be Zamora, who currently sits in P number 19, going to continue on. As I see some Sweeney support in the chat, heading into the right-hander, into the left-hander, and then heading on further and further, closer and closer. We are going to inch further and further. The Ruby car continuing to close in as into the right-hander. We're in the spring season for anime, and it is a brand new season. It's a brand new dawn for the Sim Racing Alliance here at Indianapolis, here in season number 14, heading down into the braking zone, but it's not going to work out this time, and that is going to be unlucky. It's going to be quiet for a minute because I need to go refill my water real quick before my voice box decides to give up on me.
Well, the good news is I'm back for a moment.
Okay, that is cool then. I'm going to go refill my water real quick.
All right, so while she's gone, or he's gone, sorry, Alexa, like he was saying, we got to go... Okay, sorry, whatever. I don't know, apologies. Either way, anywho, so... we got some good racing out on track. I'm going to turn off AutoCam now that I'm able to actually control what we're seeing on track. So here we have Thompson and Anderson battling out here out front, or not out front, but for P5 and P6. That is a very close battle. The Bentley will have the advantage down in the acceleration zones just due to the power that it has. But the slipstream here is a lot more important normally than acceleration for overtaking, just because of how long the straights are here at this track. So we will come back to this battle. We're going to look at go over some other battles right now. Barber and Hinson are kind of battling each other right now. Hinson's been struggling to stay within a second, but he's been fairly close. Here for P16 and 17, we have Cab fighting with Robichaud, I believe is how you pronounce that.
Honestly, who knows? I would say Reinhardt, but I do not want to get sued by ReZero.
Yeah, so I will pronounce it as Robichaud because I believe that's what it is. But regardless, good race going there. A little bit behind them there, as we just see, Tristan Zamora and Heisener are fighting with each other. They're about half second between each other. A little bit further back, we have Uwu and Koval fighting with each other. Just behind them, as we can see them in the background, is Swift and Taft. A little bit further down the order, again, is Ansem and Lindo. And then in a really close battle here, ooh, that was a very quick move there. But we have Rock, Mertson, Penkovic, and I believe that's Miller fighting. But this is Penkovic here that we saw do an almost dive bomb, and then Miller right behind them. So we have a four-way battle here for P34. So But we will move back to the front here to watch Thompson and Anderson as they fight it out.
Yeah, so we do continue going here in this race. It is going to be a little bit unlucky for them right now. 11 minutes 48 seconds remain on the clock, and we'll wait and see because it's inching closer each lap. So you gotta wonder, when are these finally gonna catalyst? Because for all we know, they could just be sat in that position right now, waiting for towards the end on that. God, hiccups. On that final lap, because, jeez, I've got a hiccup. Sorry. As you gotta wonder, are they gonna be waiting for that final lap so they don't get overtaken again? I'm gonna sort out these hiccups. Jeez.
They could be waiting for the final lap, but that also puts a lot of trust into their tires to last that long. As we see a brief yellow flag somewhere back here. I believe it was for Johnston. It might have been for Pankovic. I'm not entirely sure, but we had a brief yellow flag in the back there. Sorry, we can't do replays, but I don't want to kill my computer again. As we go back up here, Moffitt has gotten past Galindo. I don't know what happened there, but that was a pretty big overtake, and now he has a very sizable gap. So I would assume that would have had to been a mistake by Galindo somewhere in there, but I don't want to make assumptions. Unfortunately, we just weren't able to see it.
Yeah, I mean, from what it looked like, he was a bit wide, so maybe a run off the circuit or a little bit touch the grass. That may be what happened there. I will make this clear, considering we see quite a bit of carbon fiber liveries. It may be because they don't have correct liveries on, or I will say it, we did reset the livery. Trey did update the liveries 5 minutes before we went live, so if you would like your livery to be shown, please don't update it last minute, as continuing on for the rest of this race with lots of carbon fiber liveries around the circuit, it is going to be the good old Rusty car. That's a lovely livery with the cab car right behind it, through the left-hander, into the right-hander, and then 6 and 7. It's lovely what you like to see him, and he's going to proper send it. That is a... But you just gotta put the blame on yourself for that one.
Yeah. Sometimes you go for a desperate move.
I could not. Was that disconnect?
For who? For
I
don't know. There's something.
I
don't know. There's something weird happening with my ACC race control right now, but given everything else that's been happening, I don't want to put it up to the drivers that was weird. So I don't know.
Yeah, no. There were 4 drivers. It's either I'm seeing things, or a car just disappeared right in front of our eyes, and we have no idea who. Indy's already been chaos. It's just adding even more chaos. I'm just not gonna question it.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Maybe we were just seeing ghosts. Anywho, here we see Anderson and Thompson fighting again, but they are coming up on some lap traffic here. And lap traffic is one thing that you always have to be kind of careful of whenever you're going through a GT3 battle, because they are not obligated to get out of their way like split second like an F1 is. Of course, we do see that happen occasionally, like right there, but they have a full lap to let you pass. Now, of course, if you try to pass a blue flagger, they can't stop you, but they don't have to let you pass it. Like, it doesn't have to be like F1 where they completely get out of the way and off the gas.
Yeah, no, it is the response. I don't agree with the F1 one because it's kind of unfair, but like we do it here at SRA, it is not the obligation of the blue flag driver to get out the way, it's the obligation of the lapping car to get past cleanly. It's just that the car being lapped has to make their intentions and their lines very clear. So say you've got the car lapping you right next to you, you can't exactly turn in on them.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Up for discussion, but the way that it's been going for a while is it's worked out. So here back, we're gonna go ahead and watch Galindo and Barber fight a little bit. Barber and Hinson and Galindo are all within like 0.1, 0.2 seconds of each other, so they're going to be very closely fighting for a while. As we see someone with a yellow flag back here, Music. It looks like he may have spun off. I'm not entirely sure.
Music, you should not be listening to music while racing. because the only music you need is the roar of the engines.
But yeah, so we will go ahead and watch this battle for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, this is the battle that we've been watching, and we saw it at the start. We've seen it for like the past 5 minutes, but we can't take our eyes off it because it's just one of these battles which is, it's always there. And the type of battles that are just always there is what you love to see, as it's just one of the lovely things about sim racing. The off season was way too long. Like I genuinely miss this. Sometimes you just need your sim racing to put your life to have your life together.
Absolutely. You know, I love sim racing. I got into it kind of late into the game. Last season, I missed the first 3 races when I was racing here, just season 13, just because I didn't know it existed. And then I joined and I had a lot of fun. And like you said, that off season, I completely understand why everyone wants a break, and the both the commentators, us, and the stewards and the moderators and all that deserve that break. But it's always way too long. As here we see a bunch of lap traffic getting in the way of this battle between Galindo, Barber, and Hinson.
Go Flags. Sorry, I gotta keep doing this Sebastian Vettel quote.
Oh no, you're perfectly fine. But yeah, so we have 2 battles fairly close together. A 3-way battle for P8, which we are currently watching, then a 3-way battle for P5. It looks like Anderson almost took a dive there. We have someone with a yellow flag, and no, stay home.
Bye-bye. Round to go.
Yep. Yeah,
and
well, I don't think he's trying to do donuts. We missed. We almost missed the fun here. They're going 3 wide. Oh my! Oh, and then a little bit of hip check there.
Jeez, yep. Moffat's going to go down the inside. Wide will go the Bentley of Thompson. That's going to give Moffat the chance to go through. He's already got past Anderson. He's now got past Thompson, and that is a lovely move by not Matt Anderson. Moffat, I should say.
Oh,
that was a lovely move, even if a bit argy-bargy, taking advice.
I don't know if you saw the driver there in the middle of the straight.
Yes, I did.
Oh, it's a good thing they pulled out when they did, but unfortunate, because that was one of the Sonic Audis, and I think that was just a straight up disconnect. That wasn't a return to pits.
Well, sometimes if you disconnect, you can't do anything about it. It is extremely unlucky, as they do keep on going here through the right-hander and down into turn number 6 and 7 again. 4 minutes remain on the clock. We've probably got about 3, maybe 4 laps if we're lucky here. It will be 3 laps as Sean Daniels is now coming down into turn number 13. So 3 more laps will remain after this one.
Yeah, so we've not been paying much attention to our race leader, but he's been doing really good out there. He's got a 5-second gap to the person behind him. So, like I said, Daniels in P1, Sweeney in P2 with a 5-second gap to McWeezerson, who's got a 20-second gap to Tenney, who was about to come into some lap traffic there. But, you know, these top 3 drivers had done a really good job of differentiating themselves, pulling out in front of everyone else. So, good job there. Our top battle so far is between Moffitt and Anderson and Thompson, which we had been watching for a while. Thompson, unfortunately, as we saw, went a little bit deep, has fallen away from this battle a little bit, but Moffitt and Anderson are still going at it as we see them come down the front straight. Anderson getting a little close, but I don't know if he'll have enough for a dive there.
Yeah,
Andy doesn't.
It's gonna be, oh yeah, he doesn't, so it's gonna be quite a bit unlucky, so we'll wait and see what will happen there as we do continue going on in this race, and it's just going to be very good, but also unlucky when it comes down to it. So we'll wait and see, as that is a nice little battle going on behind as well, it seems.
It is. Lindo, it seems to be kind of falling off here. I believe he's about to get blue flagged, but Lindo had been ahead of Master, the Ferrari up here for a while, and then he just wasn't, and he's going a lot slower now. He's lost like almost 1.5 seconds in the course of 1 or 2 corners, as he now lets by who is that, number 26? Tenny in P4. So these battles are getting affected by blue flags, as we see Robichaux passing